Hey guys, so to kick off my mini series for fresh milled flour, I'm going to go over the different wheat berries today. I'm going to make this two parts. So I'm going to go over the first half of wheat berries and then the ancient grains tomorrow for their wheat berries. All right, I'm going to be going over the different grains today. We're going to do hard white wheat, hard red wheat, and soft white wheat. All right, so we have our soft white wheat. You can see right there. And then you have your hard red wheat and your hard white wheat. Here's all of them close together. We have our soft, our hard red, and our hard white. All right, so for your hard wheat berries, which is your hard red and your hard white, these are good for anything that calls for yeast, like your bread doughs and even sourdough stuff. Both those wheat berries are very high in protein and gluten, which you need to have that rise in your bread and that structure with the stretchiness. Your soft white wheat berry is more for like cookies, pastries, muffins, and any kind of like quick breads. So anything that you don't need it to form the gluten, this is a great option for you to use. So if you only can do one wheat berry, I would definitely suggest starting with the hard white wheat berry because you can make most of anything with that specific wheat berry. The hard white wheat berry is like one of my favorites. That's the one I use the most of in a lot of my recipes. So any of your hard red and hard white are good for those bread and anything that has to involve the yeast. And the soft white berries are good for all of those cookies, pastries, quick breads, muffins, stuff like that. So these are the three most common wheat berries I would say people usually get when they first start. So this is something I would recommend kind of looking at. Maybe just get like 5-pound bags of each one so you can try them out and see which one you kind of like and which one you use a little bit more. Each one does give a little bit of a different flavor to your bread too, so when you're baking with it, definitely keep that in mind too. So let me know if you have any questions below, and if you are just joining, this is my mini series of fresh milled flour and I'm going over everything that I've learned since I first started. Here's part 2 of going over the wheat berries. We're going to go over the ancient grains today. So first up you have your spelt, we have our Einkorn, and we have our rye and our Durum, and we also have Kamut, but I'm actually out of this so I don't have one to show you. Here's all of them lined up. We have spelt, Einkorn, rye, and our Durum. So our ancient grains are the original wheat berries before modernization came. So you have Einkorn and Emmer. I think that's how you say it. I have not done Emmer before, so I haven't done that specific berry, but that is a part of the ancient grains. And those two are one of the oldest wheat berries, which is kind of cool. So Einkorn can be a little tricky to work with, from what I've heard. I just got my Einkorn in and I've made a couple things with it, and it is a little bit tricky, like they say. But it produces this super soft flour, and the smell and the taste of it, it tastes really good. So for Einkorn, if you overwork it and knead it a little bit too much, it can become like stretchy, gluey kind of like, which actually happened to me when I used my other ancient grain when I was using the Durum, and I actually replaced milk with water, and then it just turned into like rubberiness. So that was a learning curve, but it's all right. So the Einkorn and the Emmer are going to be really great for like muffins and cookies. Breads might be a little bit, have to play around with and do a certain percentage. It's a good option to like add in a little bit of a percentage. So like maybe for hard red or hard white, you're gonna do 70%, and then for like an ancient grain, you'll do more like 30%, maybe 20, so kind of a little bit lower, just to kind of give it that flavor and that taste. So you can mess around and like put the wheat berries together and see which one like gives good flavor, how it bakes, how it cooks. It's like all a learning experience when you're doing it. So Kamut makes really great pasta, and it tastes absolutely amazing. It has a ton of amino acids and protein, but it also is very low in gluten. So since it doesn't form a strong gluten, it does kind of have a hard time holding itself up. So it's a great one to like mix in with your bread as like a small percentage. So you can mix it like with your sandwich bread and even in pizza dough. It's really great also. So your spelt is going to be high in protein and a little bit lower in gluten. So it is a little bit difficult if you just use this for bread, but again, if you're mixing it in with your hards, it definitely helps give it, a little bit more structure so everything can hold together. So you can add it into your waffles, muffins, and you can do it with your quick breads also. I just got my spelt in and I just actually made some hot dog buns with it, and it does add like such a wonderful flavor to it. I definitely like it a lot. So your durum is more for like pasta is what they recommend, but I've used it in my pancakes and it makes such amazing pancakes. So any of your breads that you want to rise, again, it's going to have low in gluten, so you would have to mix in some hards with it if you're going to do that. So your rye kind of has this like greeny color to it. It has a hearty, earthy kind of flavor. This one again has low gluten, so it's not really recommended for bread, but this is really great for your sourdough. Sourdough eats rye up, so if you want your sourdough to rise fast, rye is a great one to do if you need to bake soon, because it makes your sourdough rise really fast. So it has those natural sugars in it and the beneficial organisms that your sourdough loves, and it makes us so happy. So overall, your ancient grains can be a little tricky to use in some recipes, but it's super fun and they do add a really amazing flavor, each different one. So this is part 2 of my mini series for fresh milled flour. If you guys are interested in learning a little bit more, hit that follow button and let's learn more all together.